Yeah, it's like, yeah, I want to like just make sure it's thorough because I'm never going back into this ever again. So make your time worth now, you know?
For sure.
That's the way I look at it whenever I'm doing any piece. All right. And this is going to be the last part right here, John. All right. And we're good. Cool.
You the man.
We're bon.
You the man.
Cool.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, man.
Awesome. Thankful.
Formally welcome you to the show, right?
Thank you.
So
Great to be here.
We're here today with famed legend, pelagic man, Florida man, Zac Yarbrough. And welcome to Connected by Water, presented by Joey Cardi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and fueled by Papa's Pilar. Not officially yet, but it will be soon. So we keep letting the cat out of the bag on that one. I'm horrible at like keeping secrets. Yeah, I am the worst.
Just letting them slip all the time.
Yeah, I just, whatever.
That's all right.
Harris always yells at me about it. Like, why are you telling people that stuff yet? Like, I don't know. It's happening.
Well, it's an honor to be here. Thank you very much for having me on the show.
Yeah. So I was telling John before we get started, actually, there's a couple things. So one thing I want to mention is the Fishing for FFMD. They're trying to raise money with their raffle right now for the kids for the muscular dystrophy. There's 2 weeks left in the year, or whatever, something like that. So, or in that raffle, and they're making one big push right now. So go to ffmdraffle.org, check it out. We talk, till we're blue in the face about that organization, how amazing they are. You know how we feel about it. Go support them.
Yeah, they're wonderful guys.
Yes,
we see them at all the tournaments.
Yep.
We support them any way we can. Just great people.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have to tell the saga of the bird before we get started. So I was just talking to John about this. So last night, my son, it was like he didn't want to go to sleep, finally got to sleep. That's a long story, and I'll make that part real short. Like, get him to bed at like 10:30, and I finally sit down. And I hear this wee, wee, wee in the back porch. Like, what now? Right? And we have 4 cats.
Right.
So there's like a cockatiel on the back porch. I'm like, where'd this bird come from? And my cat's like, it looked like some cockfighting painting. You know what I mean? Like something like that. Like out there, he's trying to like kill this bird. So I saved this parakeet. And I don't know how this parakeet ended up in my house, but if anyone's watched a show, this happens. Like birds like find our house. We had Mango. The kids named this one Mango. They named this one Lucky. Because we saved his life.
Yeah, he's lucky to get away from the cats.
So we bring all the cats inside the house and everything like that, and we're like, all right, we'll just let the bird leave because I was trying to get it, but it was like holed up, and I'm like, well, I don't want to scare the living daylights out of it. So then this morning, my daughter's like, Daddy, there's a bird outside. I'm like,
oh, okay.
Yeah. So anyway, we got him. We put him up online. So if anyone is missing their cockatiel, we got him. Yeah, Lucky. So speaking of Lucky, segue. I think anyone there who runs into you is lucky to know you because you just have really this great, let's call it attitude on things. And I think it's magnetic and infectious. And, it's no secret that you've been having a trial of a life lately. But, it's been inspiring for me to watch how you've basically taken the bull by the horns on this thing.
Yeah, I appreciate that a lot. Past year and a half has been real tough, going through breast cancer and being re-diagnosed again, my second battle right now. But I'm a big believer in attitudes at everything. When your feet hit the ground in the morning, you kind of decide what kind of day it's going to be. You can sit around and sulk about it, or, you can get busy living and, try to make a difference and, be positive about it. And it just happens, this year has been crazy for everybody.
Yeah, it has.
So it's I'm a big believer in positivity, supporting people and, helping people achieve their dreams. And it's just so much easier in life to be nice. And, it's been a difficult time, but, I'm I've also had a lot of good times too, and accomplishing a lot of things I never thought were possible, and just meeting a lot of great people in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
They've just been so loving and supportive, and I've only been in it for 8 or 9 years now, and just so thankful and blessed for all the people I've met, all the captains I've fished with, and opportunities I've had, especially with Pelagic. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
what an amazing company. They've been so supportive, through my whole battle, whether it's been fundraisers, to help, or, just helping me get the word out. And, a lot of companies at that time would sadly almost kind of try to push, those guys away, if somebody
Mm-hmm.
has a sickness or something, and, they've, just supported me, 100%. And every day they ask what I need, and, just so very thankful to work. We're more of a family there than anything else. Just blessed.
Yeah, that's great. And I can attest for that too. The Pelagic group is just a fantastic group of individuals. I mean, and collectively speaking, right down to, Chris and Nate and like all those guys. I mean, they've always been hospitable, as heck to me, every time I see him. And obviously I'm very good friends with Nate, and, I can attest for that for sure. So we haven't known each other for that long. Right.
Right.
But like I said, like instantly it's, you just can't help but be friends with you, because you have that outpouring of positive energy all the time. And I think you've been an inspiration to a lot of people. Yeah, definitely people that are kind of afflicted with some things in their lives. But I think you've also been a positive inspiration to people who haven't. Just regular everyday people who everything's fine in their life, quote unquote.
Right.
Right. But just maybe need a little something to look at, and that inspires them to feel a little bit more positive about your day. And, and it's true, just whether it's your videos you put out, or, the posts you do, or the people you meet along the way. It's been great to see.
Thank you. Yeah. There's just, so much negativity going around in the world these days.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was thinking about it the other day. All you hear is about how bad 2020 was. And, I try to think about, how the good things that happened.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of highs and lows, but the highs sure outweigh the lows.
Yep.
And,
I was recently talking to, we had George Paromo and Debbie Hansen on recently, and we were just talking about that. Like, everyone can kind of crap on 2020 all they want, but
right.
there's a hell of a lot of good things that came out of this year.
Right.
Like our industry alone has boomed.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the fishing numbers in the tournaments have skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Boat sales.
Boat sales are up. And
yeah,
I mean, things have been, pretty positive. And, you can say, okay, maybe people started questioning, what's really important in my life and what's not.
Right.
Yeah.
It gave everybody a chance to kind of sit back and, kind of reflect what's important, and, spend more time, at home with, family and friends, and,
Mm-hmm.
kind of slow down in life.
Yeah.
Life these days is so fast and, instantly. And so it kind of, I think this year kind of allowed everybody to kind of sit back and reflect, and, kind of realize what's important.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough, tough year, but, just keep moving forward.
Yeah.
In life, and, things are only going to get better, and everybody goes through tough times and hardships, whether it's cancer, whether it's COVID, whether it's, mental disease, or, family problems. We all have our own battles, and, just being there for each other and supportive is, the best thing in life.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. And, I'm really just happy that you're here today. And I know we've been talking about getting this show going for a little bit, and you're finally here, and it's awesome. And, I really wanted to have a serious discussion with you about a lot of things like this. And if I take it too far, just like cut me off and let me know. But I want to start by going back a little bit. Maybe a lot of people don't know that you played football, right, for University of Virginia,
Yeah.
right? When was this?
This was 2004.
2004.
Yeah.
Okay. And you were a center.
I went in as a tight end.
Oh, you did?
I did. Yeah. But, I had 5 NFL tight ends in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a long snapper, and my coach, after my redshirt freshman year during spring ball, asked, if I wanted to maybe try playing center, because
Mm-hmm.
I was had the long snapping background and stuff. And I said, yeah, why not? And bulked up and put on 60 pounds in the off season, and then started playing center that next year.
Wow. You had to put on 60 pounds?
Yeah, it was a lot easier for me to put on.
That must have been fun,
kind of to hold off.
putting
Yeah,
those pounds
I
on.
mean, going from watching what I had to eat every single day and stuff like that, just to being free for all, and at the same time going from being a slow tight end to a fast offensive lineman overnight. I mean, which was fun.
Do you have to make it a point, like, to put 60 pounds on? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of diet.
It's got to be like work, right?
Yeah,
to do that.
Yeah, it's a lot of eating. It's a lot of carbs. It's a lot of protein.
It's to like eat when you're full.
Yeah, it's not as fun as it sounds.
Right.
I mean, it's hard to do, but it's just part of the gig.
Oh my God. I remember when I was wrestling in high school, they wanted you to like make weight and everything like that. And I was a little dumb, obviously not like the biggest guy in the world. But when in high school, they had 102 was the lowest weight.
Yeah.
And then 112 was like the next weight. And then I was like 108. And they're like, you got to get down to 102 and everything like that. I'm like, I am not getting any lighter than I already am.
I mean, that's light as it is already.
I will gladly wrestle 112.
Right.
And when you wrestle in high school, like they go by the ounce. Like you got to like not eat like the whole day, and then all of a sudden you make weigh in, and everyone starts pounding Snickers bars and everything like that before their meeting. Yeah, so it's kind of like that's my
not the
experience.
healthiest thing in the world.
Yeah. No, not at all.
Especially for young kids.
Yeah, not at all, man. I mean, they'd make you like strip down naked to make weight sometimes. Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah. Did you wrestle in high school?
I did a little bit in middle school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just camps and things.
Yeah.
Had a bunch of friends who were wrestlers.
So when you played football, same time as Romberg, didn't you? You know Brett Romberg? Played for University of Miami. He played center.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a good player.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a good friend of the studio. Yeah, it's interesting. So we've had two college football players on the show so far, both centers.
Yep.
So cool. So the reason I want to bring that up is, just because it's cool, first of all, but you kind of, I think that might explain a little bit of your positive attitude throughout everything, and your kind of like gung-ho effort like throughout this. Like you looking at this as like a game, like you're trying to win. I know it's life, but you know what I mean? Obviously, but
talking with my dad a year ago or so now, football teaches you a lot in life. How to work with other people, different backgrounds, be accountable. Just so many different, life lessons that you can learn from the sport. And we were talking about it, and, I just got to treat it like, it's an injury.
Right.
Like I had in the off season, I've tore my lower abdominal, Achilles, hands, I've had all kinds of surgeries and stuff. And, basically just kind of treat this cancer like that. And, I got to go through rehab. I got to do my stuff to get healthy again. And then, hopefully I can get back on the field again. And so that's the kind of attitude I've been treating it with and, going forward with. And I think it's helped a lot.
Yeah, for sure. So you have a rare type of cancer, right?
Yes. Yeah. Invasive ductal carcinoma, which is the most common breast cancer, but rare to find in men. It's actually growing these days, and kind of why I wanted to be public about my story.
Right.
I wish I would have known more about it when I, first found out, I had a little tumor. I can't remember if I was in the pool or taking a shower or something like that, and touched my left breast and kind of felt a little knot in there under my nipple, and just being a male, not knowing about male breast cancer, I just thought it was a little cyst or something like that, and we kept an eye on it over, a couple months, and it started to rapidly grow. And over 3 months, it got to the size of a golf ball. And, talked with my family and just, it was like, we got to go in and get this checked out. And, once I went in and saw my normal practitioner doctor, or whatever they're called, I could see kind of the concern in his eyes. And then we went over to the hospital across the street and got a mammogram. And then basically had surgery and a radical mastectomy in my left chest, a week later. So everything kind of moved fast and really quick.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to ask this next question probably more sensitively than, but, what's that like getting that news? I mean, it's
was
got to be
the
everyone's worst nightmare, right? To hear those words.
I was
kind
of building myself up for it.
Okay.
You know, kind of preparing myself for it. And the hardest part is when I first discovered it until I knew what I was going against.
Mm-hmm.
So that, you know, that 5-month window, kind of when I first discovered it to when I was diagnosed, was really the hardest part for me. Just because I knew something wasn't right and I didn't know what I was facing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the day I got the cancer diagnosis, you know, I kind of knew what I was facing. And so I knew the battle I was against. And I'm the type of guy, you know, I hate losing more than I like winning.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I just decided I was going to have the attitude and, you know, I was going to draw a line in the sand right there. And, you know, I'm going to move forward and be positive about it, make a difference, and, you know, beat it eventually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. That's got to be everyone's worst nightmare. It's
tough. You know,
just
you know, family at home. You know, got 2 little girls.
Right.
You know, wife and stuff, and so you know, just your immediate concern is, you know, for your kids and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and being so young, and you know, I want to be around for them, and you know, teach them, and
right,
help them develop to be great people in life.
The strength you're showing is inspiring. That's for sure. That goes without question.
And the love and support's been unreal.
So I want to talk about that, right? The love and support that you've received. I mean, you know, I'm thankful. You know what I mean? Let's put it to you this way. You know what I mean? Not to minimize the fact that, right, you're here in this room today with me, talking, and that's cool and all. Like, we first met at the Pelagic store and everything like that, and hanging out. And I mean, instantly, I'm like, man, this guy's cool as shit. You know, and so, you know, I'm thankful that, I don't know if it's because of that we got brought together or whatever the case may be, you know, but I'm you know, praying for sunnier days for the 2 of us together, you know.
I appreciate that, man. Looking forward to
for sure.
Getting on the water, hanging out, and doing
definitely.
some crazy things together.
Absolutely. So getting on the water, hanging out. So I'm sure you got a lot of people around you, you know what I mean, that are really been supportive. Now take me through some of those stories and some of the things that you've done, like throughout all this, that, like, you know, you think about that. I always think about that, what was it, Tim McGraw song? You know what I mean? Skydiving, you know what I mean? And like, and it seems like you're really making the best of your journey here, right?
Yeah. You know, I believe every day's a good day, you know, no matter how bad it is.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just so many things I love in life that I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it just keeps moving me forward. And, you know, you only move one direction, you know, you're never standing still. And so, you know, moving forward is the only way to, you know, kind of go. And just the love and support, you know, going public with my diagnosis has been tough. You know, the love and support have been amazing. Just the messages I get, phone calls. It's often tough for me to read them.
Right.
You know, and answer those calls because it's tough to escape what I have sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I'm constantly surrounded by it now just because of, you know, I talk about it and go in public with it, but
which is strong to do in the first place.
Yeah, and I think it's, you know, I think it's made me a better person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's really allowed me to slow down and, you know, value, you know, the important things in life. You know, spend more time with family and friends, and you know, kind of sit back and, you know, look at the big picture and just, you know, how appreciative everything is.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
I mean,
and sometimes the big picture can be strange.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And you know, everything happens for a reason.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Don't you think sometimes the big picture can be strange, John?
Yep.
It can be.
Strange.
All right. So we're gonna lighten the mood here and segue to our strange questions.
All right, here we
Because we're
go.
speaking of people that
man.
have supported you, and it's not that bad. It's
All
not
right,
that
here
bad.
we
We got it's fun. It's gonna lighten the mood here. I know we're on a very serious topic,
Yeah.
I want everyone to realize that you're a really fun guy. And,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's not just all like, you know, on the level that we're at right now. You know what I mean? So, I'm gonna kick this one off. This is our strange questions segment at the Papa's Pilar strange questions, right? So
Here we go.
Here we go. All right. So our first one comes from our good buddy Brad Dreyer. You know Brad from Yamaha. He's a good friend of the studio, and he's been a guest of the show. So he asks, "Do you have any beard grooming tips?"
I do not really. This is all kind of just
Oh, natural.
Wild man natural.
I see that.
Yeah.
I don't think you're grooming that thing too much, are you?
No, not too much. I'm pretty salty these days. As salty as possible. And last year when I was going through chemo and everything, I lost everything. My hair, my eyebrows, eyelashes, all that kind of stuff. So that was definitely a unique look, and it all started coming back in March. And so I've just kind of let it grow since then. And
you probably had newfound appreciation for hair, right?
Oh yeah, without a doubt, 100%. Yeah.
Cool. Well, all right, Brad. So if you're looking at the video portion of this podcast, I mean, I think that answers your question. All right, and then so Jumbo Justin Ladenton. Every episode we have what we call the Jumbo question, which is, we give a T-shirt to whoever we pick is the best question here.
Yep.
So Jumbo can't win, but he sends in a question and he asks, "Have you ever heard for Just for Men?" So, and I think that's an interesting question because my wife was just like, we were just watching like a couple of the podcast episodes on the couch on my phone the other day, and then she looks at me, she like grabs my face, and she goes, "You need to dye your beard." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Right? And she's like, "You got these 2 spots." She's like, "It just looks weird."
Character.
Yeah, it's just look. I'm like, I'm not going to dye my beard.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, people think I'm a lot older usually than I am. I just turned 40, and so I get the wild looks every time I tell somebody that every now and then.
Yeah.
I started going gray when I was in my mid-20s. It's just part of
our
family.
Really?
Yeah. They were
it's
popping
genetic?
up then. Yeah, it's just genetic.
Yeah.
So all the men in my family are all big beards and white and gray hair.
Right. Is the beard a new thing, though? I mean, did you have that when you were playing in
No,
college?
actually, I had a little goatee when I was playing in college. But actually, before I got into this industry, I was teaching and coaching high school football. And was clean shaven and kind of a different man back then. And
you a head coach?
Yeah.
Where at?
Edgewater High School.
Edgewater.
Yeah.
Up in near Central Florida, right?
Up in Central Florida. And actually, which is pretty cool, one of my former players, Carl Joseph, is the starting safety for the Cleveland Browns. And tonight they're playing Monday Night Football versus the Ravens, and he's got a special pair of cleats that he's wearing for me.
Oh, that's awesome.
With my name on the side and all
Really?
that stuff. Yeah, I'll show you a picture.
Oh, yeah, let me see that. Oh, wait, I think I saw you. You know what?
I posted it.
I think you saw
it
posted.
on,
yeah.
On Instagram.
John will throw
I'll
that up.
plug it in
Yeah,
too,
John
so
will throw that
everyone
up
can
on
see it. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's
awesome.
killer.
Yeah, so he's wearing those on Monday
Oh, you
night.
put the little Yeti on the side too, right? Nice.
Yeah, but he's just a phenomenal guy. One of the best players and people I've ever known. And
So you coached him?
yeah, so he was.
Oh, you got to be proud of that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the day I met him, his sophomore year, I knew he was special. He just had that it factor. Just talented, just grinded and worked hard every single play, and deserves all the success he has now.
Yeah.
Very happy and proud of him.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
man.
humbled and honored.
Yeah, man, you should be.
That's pretty cool.
That's awesome. So when that game's tonight?
That game's tonight versus the Ravens.
All right, so we're pre-recorded,
Yeah,
but we'll make sure we post something about that up on social. Make sure everyone watches that
Cool.
and or share your Instagram.
They're playing
post on
great
that.
too.
yeah,
Browns.
yeah. The Browns are having a good year. Yeah, I think they're like 8-4 or something.
I think people in Cleveland are like, yeah, finally.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's
Right?
been a long. Well, I'm a Lions fan, so I understand why they've been struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah. They started drafting all those great guys, and then a million draft picks, and they take
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield, and then they like still kind of sucked for the
Right.
first couple of years. You know what I mean?
He's working his way into it though.
Yeah.
It takes time for those quarterbacks
Yeah.
to get in.
Yeah,
Get into
yeah,
the
absolutely.
NFL. It's a totally different game and speed.
Yep. And that's I'm looking at the Tua situation the same way. I think
Yeah.
he's doing great for just starting out, but they didn't get a win yesterday. But
That's the best team in the league though.
that game is what
champs.
that game I think was what it was supposed to be. At the end of the day, that was a young, up and coming, talented team that's improving that played the Super Bowl champs,
Right.
and they gave them a game.
Yeah.
That's
all you can
and
do, I mean.
Yeah, that our defense is
Better than my
tenacious.
team played on Saturday.
Yeah, he's a Hurricane fan.
Oh, are you?
So,
That was. I
Yeah,
was
that
I
was
was
a
out on the
massacre.
boat. Yeah, I was out on the boat all day, so I was glad. I had it set to record. The first thing I did when I saw the score, I just deleted it.
Deleted
it.
I
Yeah.
don't want
You
to
don't
see
want any
anything
part of
from
that.
that.
There's nothing good.
it could have been
Nothing good
worse.
to
I mean,
watch.
you could have lost because you threw a shoe or something.
Yeah,
That's true.
Sorry, I'm a Florida State fan. I got no
My
weight. I have
family's
no room to talk right now.
My family's all Gators. So
Are they really?
understand, yeah.
Oh, sorry. All right. And that's the funny thing. So we're painting that football helmet because I'm the featured artist for the national championship football game this year. And so I got to paint that helmet. We're going to auction it off for the charity. The proceeds go to Extra Yard for Teachers and to support the teachers in all South Florida. And we did a golf outing recently, a couple weeks ago. And, there's all these guys, like these alumni from, Alabama and Florida and like all these big corporate guys were at this event. And every one of them was like, well, Alabama's going to be on there.
You can just start
Florida's
going to
be on there.
Crimson right now.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody's beating them.
I know. Now that Trevor's kind of hitting a stride, you might be right, but we'll see. So
you play the games for a reason.
Yeah. I'm thinking it's going to be. I think we're going to get a rematch at Clemson and Notre Dame. To be honest with you, I think it's going to be storybook.
Well, yeah,
right?
They're playing in the ACC championship game. So
they're going to play each other.
That's
they play
right,
this weekend.
Trevor. So
or this weekend or next weekend.
But if Clemson beats Notre Dame,
they'll be in.
Then it's the chance that Notre Dame will still be in the running, right? Because they beat them before.
It'll be
so
hard.
It'll
depend. It'll depend on the closest of the game because A&M is right there too.
Right,
and they're not playing against Alabama in their
I think
championship.
A&M would probably sneak in over Notre Dame. Just SEC versus ACC.
Jimbo.
Oh yeah,
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
He ran for that oil money.
Oh, he ruined us.
So all right. Sorry, getting sidetracked here. Our next question comes from Captain Paul Redman, or Dick Jagger, our industry's fish wrapper.
I know he does some awesome stuff.
Right, he
does on the boat all the time.
Yeah, he's a very talented man, and he's included "Connected by Water" in many of his songs. And he's asking, "Do you have any fish wrap lyrics ready yet?"
Oh,
has he discussed this with you?
We have, yeah. I know. I'm sorry, buddy. I've been slacking. I've reached out to him. I
got to get in on this
stuff
with you.
He does. I know. I was like, man, I want to create a verse.
Don't they do these things like these? What do they call them? The collaborations or whatever.
Yeah, well, right? I know. We've been talking about collaboration. Yeah, we should all hit the water sometime and write a song or something together.
I'm all about it.
Yeah, that's.
He's over there laughing. He's over there looking at me like
music video.
Right. We'll do a music video.
That would be epic. There needs to be a good fishing music video.
All right, let's do it. I know I'd be remiss not to mention RJ Boyle when it comes to, because he's been doing some rap songs and everything like this. Maybe we can have a rap battle. What do you think? Is it a good idea?
That's
all right.
We'll figure that one out.
All right. So, listen, Mr. Redman, if you're listening to this, let's get this going. He's supposed to come on the show.
Yeah, that's all my fault. Slacking, so I need to get on that and get it to him.
All right. Put in a good word for me.
We'll do.
He was supposed to actually, but he's up near
he's up. He's
Panhandle.
Yeah, so he's up in.
So it's tough to get him down here
or something. Yeah.
So I got to figure out next time he's down here and get him in the fish bowl here. But we're moving, so we're gonna be out in Pompano soon.
Sweet.
Yeah. All right. This next question.
All right.
Comes from our Nate Klutznick of the Florida Man.
Oh, Nate, what you got for me, brother?
And he would like to know. This is the infamous. I think this might be the infamous thing that we talk about on the show. What's the strangest, craziest bait you've ever gotten a bite to? He says your hint is maybe it happened on the Florida Man.
Oh, man, yeah. Had a nice rainbow trout catch a bonita during one of the tournaments this year. Yeah, I was watching them rigging it up and waiting for them to set somebody up and just got distracted. Next thing I saw one of the rods bent over and I was on the rod and pulled up a nice rainbow trout with a bonita on the end, though. Somehow we caught a bonita with it, but
so it was pretty
like
amazing. A toy rainbow trout, right?
Yeah, it was just a toy rainbow trout, little rubber dog toy. And that was pretty classic. That was the first time I've been got, so I got to give them credit for that. I fell right into it. Jesus. Yeah? Oh, man.
Weren't they pulling up other things, too, during that tournament? I think they were. Things that shouldn't be mentioned. They were throwing it around the people. So, all right. So, Nate, the rainbow trout is. You have any other strange? That's probably it, right? Usually when you go in the Florida Man, it's like things take on a life of their
Florida
own.
Man's a whole different world.
Yeah,
I mean that's a fun day of fishing right there.
Yeah,
I mean you're catching and playing tag and catching rainbow trout and drinking Fireball and
Yeah,
wearing
they
gold
got a little
chains
Timmy
and-
doing all the work for everybody,
Yeah.
catching all the fish, and then
Yeah.
everyone's just enjoying it, right?
Yeah, and then everybody else is wrestling around and Brandon's dancing. And
Yeah.
it's a wild group. It's a fun one, though.
Brandon dancing.
Oh, man. He never stops.
No, he doesn't stop. You know, the funny thing, I worked with Brandon on the bridge project. And then, you know, during these meetings, he's always just like, whatever. It's like, doesn't want to work. I'm like, I'm here, whatever. We're doing this and everything like that. And you get him off of there. He's just like completely different guy. So, all right.
And he's got like 6 kids or something, too, I think.
I think he just had his 7th.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
Holy cow.
Yeah,
something
7.
like
So I'm the youngest of 6.
that. Wow.
So I was like, all right, I can relate. You know what I mean? But and then he's like, went for another one. I'm like, what are you, insane?
Yeah, holy cow, he's a busy man.
Mm-hmm. That's for sure. All right, our next question comes from Dave Farrel.
Farrel.
So, all right, verbatim, he asks, I heard you just spent a week with Dave Farrel. How great is that guy?
Oh my gosh, that guy is amazing. No, it was the first time we had a chance to hang out. I've seen Dave around a lot, and it was the first time I had a chance to meet him and fish with him. And we just bonded immediately. He's just a happy guy. He's a great personality.
He is a happy guy.
Just genuine all the way around. And I was fortunate to spend the week with him. In Costa Rica this past week, we had a great time. Caught a lot of fish, and had a lot of smiles, and got a lot of good media going forward too. So.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, he's been on the show before, but he was bringing in Bree and Rick, and they were going to do a whole Florida Insider Fishing Report episode. And he's like, I'm sorry, I got to go on this trip. So, so he's like, they canceled the show. So we're hoping to get it back on the board here soon. But he actually asks the second question, too. He said, why did your parents leave the K off Zach? Zach is not spelled how you spell Zach with the C-A-C.
I guess ink was expensive back then because, I don't have a middle name either. So it's just.
Really?
Yeah. So
well, your full name's Zachary?
Zachary, yeah.
With an H?
With an H.
So you say, where the hell does the K come from?
Yeah, it just kind of doesn't even make sense. Yeah, if anything,
Dave.
it should be an H. But.
Come on, Dave. K.
I don't need no K in my name.
Right. And then we posted up a picture of you this morning on Facebook asking for these questions. And it was, I think, holding the rainbow trout with your gold necklaces on. So Heather Reinhold, who was just on with her daughter, Michaela Whitmer, and they put on the Trash Can Slam here locally. I know Pelagic was involved in that.
Yeah.
So Heather asked, what's up with the gold necklaces? And do you want to be the new Mr. T or Mr. Z?
I don't know. I just started bringing, we like to have fun on boats. So, started bringing some gold chains, unicorn heads, whatever we can do to get a bite. And, it's been funny. 3 years ago, we were fishing down in the Bisbees, the black and blue tournament down in Cabo. And it's been slow fishing for the first 2 days, and we haven't had a bite. And I had this blow-up unicorn costume that I went in the galley and put on and came out. And as soon as I did, I raised up my arms and everybody started crying, laughing, and we got bit.
Really?
Yeah, it was amazing. We caught a striped marlin right then.
Really?
So ever since then, I've been bringing, little props on the boats, and the gold chains have caught a lot of fish.
Really?
When things are slow, we'll, throw those on, or, during the tournament, find the hot guy, put them on him, and, see what we can do for the bite. And the unicorn head we took to, first day we didn't get a bite at the Big Rock this year. The second day I brought out the unicorn and the gold chains, and that's when we caught that 55-pound mahi worth $402,000.
Get out.
Yeah.
You throw on the gold chains and you caught the mahi?
Yeah. So, it's kind
awesome.
of it's unreal.
So you caught that. All right. So you caught that fish, right?
Right.
And actually, Heather asked a second question. She said, "Do you want to be in the movies because your facial expressions are awesome?" But I think that's more of a comment than a question. But, so you caught that fish on the Singularis.
Yep.
Right. And Captain John Van Dalen is a very good friend of ours.
Very good guy, and cancer survivor too.
Yeah, cancer survivor. And he's just been an amazing guy to be associated with. And I'm sure you guys have had a lot of deep discussions about things.
Yeah,
he's been.
When I first got diagnosed, I didn't realize that he had a battle before that. And, just being able to talk with him about it, and him, providing some information and support and stuff, goes a long way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we talk a lot about on the show like what connected by water means, philosophically speaking. It's the name of our company, but this is the philosophy of our company. It is that our aquatic community comes together and really like lifts up everybody that we're associated with or a part of. And we even though like the fishing industry, the marine industry is a very large industry, it's really made up of a nice
it's really a tight knit group of people. And, and everybody just cares and wants other people to succeed. Which is great.
Right,
and why I love it.
Yep, exactly. And it's just nice to know that's there. So we got to pick a winner though of our. So who's going to win a Connected by Water T-shirt? We got Brad. We got Jumbo. Jumbo can't win. Dick Jagger.
It's the old Dick Jagger.
Yeah, right, Dick Jagger's the winner. All right. So
I'll send you those lyrics in. I promise, brother.
Captain Carl Redmond will be reaching out to you, and then maybe you can come into the show and pick up your shirt instead. So cool. So yeah, man. So fishing has taken you all over the world. You said you've been doing this for like 8 or 9 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, about 8 or 9 years now.
And explain to me that transition and that journey. You're coaching high school football before this?
I was coaching high school football in the Orlando area, and that was kind of always my dream, to run a high school program. I felt like I could make a bigger difference at the high school level than the college or pro level. And you can really change lives and, make an impact in a kid's life. And
so that Cleveland Browns thing that's happening, that's got to be a huge moment for you then.
I mean, just to see that full circle with him.
Yeah.
And, he was a great kid, didn't come from much, and, worked for everything he's had in life. And, so just to see guys like that succeed and, go on to be great people and then, raise a wonderful family and stuff like that is awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. Sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah. So did that for a few years and then just realized, I wanted to do something else in life. I didn't want to be defined, by just being an athlete or a football player or a coach. And, just knew there was more out there in life. And so I had a buddy who was in the media industry and, asked if I could kind of tag along with him for a little bit. And, I started picking up the camera and photography interested me. And so I asked if I could hang out with him, meet some people. And we just happened to go to ICAST that year, Surf Expo that year. And he was helping out doing some of the pelagic stuff. And a couple weeks before, I was in one of our retail stores and I didn't know anything about pelagic. I saw some of the shorts and I bought them. And I was like, those are cool board shorts. And then when I met the guys and I put 2 and 2 together, I just knew I wanted to be a part of it. And so that weekend at the end of the convention, I told the guy, I said, hey, I don't want anything from you. I'm just going to stay here, help you guys break down because it's a huge setup. It's a full day breakdown. It's all blue collar, pain in the butt work nobody wants to do. Said, I just want to show you how I work, and be around you guys. And I was like, if there's another opportunity down the road, just, give me a shout if you like me. And, I'd love to just kind of, build that with you guys. And I did that, 3 or 4 times with them, and they kind of were like, liked the way I worked and started putting me on some little individual projects. And, I was reaching out to them and bugging them as much as I could. And, finally, a few years later, they gave me the opportunity to come on full time and, kind of haven't looked back since.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a good transition. I mean, if we understand that too here, where I had a full-on career and quit my day job to start this thing. And it's not easy. You know what I mean? To make that call.
Yeah, you just got to make that leap. And, life's short and precious, and last thing I want to do is look back on the things I didn't do, and there's just so many. And that's one of my biggest problems. I love everything, so I don't feel like I'm really good at anything anymore because I'll be offshore fishing one day and the next day I'll be inshore fishing. Next day I'll be bow hunting and, so it's crazy, but, I just love the adventures and experience. It's not about the harvest or catching for me. It's just being around good people and, a great environment and just enjoying the day.
Yeah, the path and the journey is really the most important part.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, in any of this.
Yeah. And everything on the end is just a bonus after that.
Right, exactly. And I always say that too. It's like, especially fishing, you know what I mean? It's all about the day and who you're with and, that experience in life and that you gain in the bond that you have and the bond that you create, and it's so long lasting.
Right.
That's really the most important part. You know, the catch is the byproduct.
Right.
That's why I can't stand like mean captains.
Yeah. And
You know,
it's I've never seen a great day on a boat with bad attitudes.
mm-hmm.
You know, nobody's ever catching fish when they have a bad attitude on a boat.
Yeah.
And so that, you know, just getting back to that prop stuff and all that, you know, anytime you can just, you know, take your mind and kind of focus it elsewhere and stuff like that, you know, usually good things happen.
Yeah, for sure. So what's your main role at Pelagic right now?
Right now, so I normally are attending a lot of the big, you know, conventions, fishing tournaments. You know, we'll have our normal big tent set up there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be doing a lot of promotioning, you know, selling apparel, just building the brand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, right now, you know, with the fishing tournaments are all still going on and we've had great numbers, but unfortunately the vendor villages and all that have had a kickback.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been attending, you know, some tournaments throughout the year, you know, between my treatments and things and when I can, and, you know, just being there, helping build the brand, you know, building relationships. I do a lot of photography. My favorite is, you know, jumping in the water and swimming with the billfish, swordfish, blue marlin, sailfish. I mean, it's just something that, you know, it's hard to describe. You know, when you jump in the water, you know, with that fish, it's just you and him. And, you know, that water hits your ears and then the world goes silent.
Everything changes, yeah.
And it's just
You forget about everything else.
You forget about everything else and the world goes silent. You can't hear anything but you and that fish and some bubbles. And, I mean, it's just an experience like none other.
Yeah, that's John's passion is photography and videography and, you know, editing and all that and putting all that together. He's very good at it.
It's awesome now too.
Yeah.
I mean, just with technology now, and, you know, and it's, you can do so many things. You can be as creative as you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, nothing like being out in nature.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than being in here. I said, tell people, I'm like, right now, I get so frustrated because I hardly ever fish anymore because I'm so married to the studio.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll and when we move to the beach, we'll be able to jump out.
Sneak out every once in a while.
Sneak out for some snook excursions.
Yeah, hit that mullet run.
Yeah, exactly. So you were just down in Costa Rica.
Yeah. So just spent 10 days down in Costa Rica, Pelagic. We had our whole marketing team down there and a couple guys, Dave Farrel and Annie Moyes, were down there, and we did a big media shoot.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, Andy's a good friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. That was the first time I really had a chance to hang out with him, and I mean, just the lures he makes and everything, and just his
Andy's
knowledge.
the man.
Yeah, just his knowledge and stuff. I've known about him, and you know, we've met a couple times. But
his sticker right behind your head there, right there.
Yes, we had a great time, you know, fishing in and hanging out, and caught some nice rooster fish. Bill fishing was slow offshore, but
was
we
it?
hooked a couple tunas and nice dorado and stuff. So it was a good time.
Bill fishing was a little slow, huh?
Yeah.
And they really start showing up more in like January and stuff.
Yeah, right now is usually this time of year.
Yeah.
You know, December, January is when they're showing up, and you know, hopefully they'll show up soon because we got a tournament out there in a couple weeks, our big Rockstar tournament, January 15th through the 17th. So hopefully they'll be chewing then.
Nice. Maybe Nate can take me down with him.
Yeah. Hopefully he's going.
Yeah, hopefully he's going, exactly. So that's good to see rooster fishing.
Yeah. Actually we caught a couple
You guys
nice
have
good
good days in
roosters.
there?
Yeah, we the last day we were fishing, I just happened to be in the back of the boat, and a couple of the guys went up to the bow, and one of our live baits, one of the lookdowns, got smacked on. I jumped on the rod, and we ended up catching like a 70-pound rooster.
Come on.
It was, I mean, stud.
Really?
Yeah, I
You got a picture of it?
Yeah, then I got in and swam with it.
You have to have a picture of it,
Got in
right?
and swam with it and released it, and I mean, it was just an amazing experience all the way around.
That's on top of my bucket list. I haven't been down there to target them yet. I want to get one from the surf.
I went once. Yeah, that's right. We talked to you.
Yeah.
Which is tough, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, it's a
That
big
thing's a
fish.
horse.
Yeah. Nice.
Wow. The
Yeah,
dorsal
so
on that
I mean,
thing.
that was a bucket list fish right there for me, without a doubt.
I went down to Costa Rica once to go. Well, I've been there more than once, but the one time I went rooster fishing, I was so excited to do that, and we went with this old guy. Dude, that thing is huge.
Yeah, swimming with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we went with this old guy, and we just couldn't convert one. It's like there's a spot where I don't know if you know where the mermaid is. out on the rocks on the beach or whatever. It's kind of like in between like Hermosa and Capos,
Okay.
like right in the middle
Yep.
there. And anyway, we went on to Panga and everything, so I was getting all excited.
Right.
It's going to happen. It just didn't happen. But,
Yeah, I mean, they're tough. You know, I've known people who've gone out there and, you know, tried 12 different trips and have never caught a rooster. And then someone goes out there for the first time fishing
Yeah.
ever, and,
Yeah.
you know, they catch a, 80 pounder.
Yeah.
So it's just part of the game and, you know, just being in the right spot at the right time.
You know Manny Valera?
Manny.
Manny's out of Capos there. He's trying to convince me to go back because that's how I went fishing with. We didn't get one. She's like, "Oh, I bought one of your hats. Let's come on down and we'll catch another rooster." But I don't know.
Yeah, you got to come down to Capos.
Yeah, for sure. I want to try that. I got to get one. You know, but
They're pretty. They're a pretty fish. I mean,
Yeah.
they're amazing. They put on a great fight.
yeah. So
Without a doubt.
you guys you opened a club down there?
Yeah, so it's basically a high-end charter business. So we got a 58 Garlington down there now. We got a 32-foot regulator center console, and then we have, I think it's about a 5-acre house up on the mountain overlooking the ocean. Infinity pool, bar, chef, and then there's
Doesn't suck.
no, not at all. And then there's four or five cottages on there, you know, that'll all be rentals and stuff. So it can be, you know, bachelor parties, or it can be families, or it can be
Right.
boys trips or tournaments, you know, just a lot of opportunities. We're going to start running some pelagic fishing camps out of there, you know, having some guys come in like Annie Moyes, you know, teach some techniques and stuff like that, have a couple days on the boat. I might start hosting some trips.
Cool.
You know, having guys from across the world, you know, come in and they want to hang out and, you know, see the pelagic experience, you know, kind of how we hit the water and, you know, learn those techniques and have a good time. And so that's kind of the model of the business. So the guys come in, you know, whoever comes in, you know, rents out the house, you know, has a great time. The boats are both there, you know, available inshore, offshore fishing, and just, you know, kind of to be able to live that pelagic experience like we like to broadcast.
Yeah, learning from Andy Moyes. That's
Learning
a
from some of
valuable
the, I mean,
experience.
you know, we got a lot of the top pro captains in the world. So, you know, bringing those guys together and be able to learn from them in a Costa Rica environment where you get to go do it at the same time is, you know, pretty valuable.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's all. This is a good you were able to get down there.
Yeah, I was fortunate, you know, kind of, I got treatments, you know, every couple of weeks and stuff like that now. So, I get it. I take any adventure I can when they're available.
You know, man, I think about that, and that's a lot of people would just lay down on that one. You know what I mean? And just be like, no, I can't go. I got this cancer thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you're charging, man.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the only way we can do it. You know, I mean, it's actually, you know, made me a happier person. And, you know, I think if you kind of sit back and dwell on things, I mean, that'll kill you itself.
Yeah.
You know, and going into my treatments and my treatment centers and stuff, you know, I see a lot of other people going through battles and, you know, just, you know, seeing the loss of hope in their eyes and stuff is, you know, tough.
Yeah.
Right.
And, you know, so just trying to, you know, be supportive or, you know, just realize that you can make it and you can battle it and, you know, you don't have to give up. You know, just keep fighting, you know, keep moving forward.
How far ahead are you thinking on this thing? I mean, I know it's a tough question. It's a challenging question to ask, right? But, like, you know, you're going to beat it, confident. You're just going to do that.
Yeah.
No question
you know,
about it.
I
Right.
don't see it. Yeah.
But
I refuse to lose.
I mean, past beating it, right? Because it's going to happen. You know, and you come out on top and you're rising above all this like that. Like, you got to really kind of look coming through that whole journey and that whole experience as a completely changed man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. 100%. I mean, it's definitely made me a better person,
Yeah.
stronger.
And are you planning on, like, you know, I would hope that you take, and I'm sure you will, take this inspirational step that you're going through now to the next level, right? Because at this point, people are seeing you, I guess, as a leader in this, right?
Right.
And like an alpha character in this whole fight, in this whole battle. You know, God, it's just a really tough question to ask because when you go through this whole thing, I would imagine that, your mind goes back and forth on a lot of things, right?
Yeah. I mean,
And I just want to make sure I'm asking this the right way. Like, beyond this, are you planning on doing anything for the help and support of, others that are in need, like beyond this? I know you're focusing on yourself right now. This is why, that's why it's a sensitive question to ask, right?
well, yeah. And
I hope I
it's
asked
not
that the
about
wrong
more
way. I'm not trying to.
It's more about, just kind of creating awareness for people right now,
Right.
of the whole cancer aspect. And, this is something, I'm going to have the rest of my life. And, if I can help other people, get through their battles, support, whatever it takes. Actually, there's a bowl game in Orlando, a football bowl game, the Cure Bowl.
The Cure Bowl.
Yep, and all their money that they raise goes to cancer research in the local Orlando area. They have a doctor there. I'm just learning about it right now. They've reached out to me, and I'm gonna start, being a part of that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
Nice.
going to the events.
I really fumbled over that frickin' question, dude.
Oh, it's all good. No,
horribly.
yeah.
But I think you kind of get the gist of what and that's exactly what I was asking. Like, pretty much like.
Yeah, so the Cure Bowl, going and talking to the football players, just about life, competition, cancer, finding other things in life outside of football that you'll enjoy. I think a lot of guys struggle with that.
Right.
Once they're done with sports, that's kind of been their identity their entire life, especially if you play up until your late 20s or 30s and then, having to switch and, find a new career or life. A lot of guys struggle with that. So the sooner we can help guys learn about that, I think the better for the long run. Because, it's very, as it's a small percentage that get to go on and play, in college and, let alone the pros. So, just finding other things in life that motivate you and, you want to accomplish.
Sometimes, we always like to give, like when we do a lot of like our, fundraisers or it's like to like more like local guys that we know where like, the money is going to be used directly for a cause,
right?
Rather than giving it to like a large corporation,
right?
Like organizational, even though it's like a nonprofit or a charity or whatever like that. Like a lot of these larger things, sometimes you don't understand.
No, you want to know where your money goes.
Yeah,
100%.
Like that's why a lot of times we'll like we support Freedom Fighter Outdoors, like Sarah and Vinny and all them, because we know I know exactly where those funds are going to and what it's being used for, and we like getting involved with organizations that are a little close to home for that reason.
Yeah, that's really important these days.
So are there other organizations that you have found throughout this process that are more like that maybe people can get involved with or people can kind of reach out to?
There's so
with
many
confidence.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many organizations out there, good ones, bad ones, unfortunately. I just think it's important to do your research,
right?
On where your money's going. You know, find out what it's contributing to. Just do your diligence on that and find something you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Whether it's cancer or whether it's, animals or, whatever it is, just find something you're passionate about where you want to put your money and, make sure it's going to the right place.
Mm-hmm. Yep, for sure. So did you grow up in Virginia?
I didn't. I actually, I grew up in Winter Park.
Oh, you grew up in Florida. So you're Florida native.
So I'm born and raised Florida.
Oh, nice. Boy. Yeah. The few, the proud, right?
Yeah,
We're all
sure.
Florida natives in this room.
Sure.
Yeah, very cool. So what made you choose Virginia for a school?
My dad's a Hall of Famer and all-century tight end at the University of Florida.
Oh, wow.
So I kind of grew up a big Gator fan.
Okay.
And then,
sorry,
but wanted to create my. I'm not.
No, I'm just
kidding. And my uncle played at Virginia, and kind of grew up a Virginia fan as well. And my dad used to actually do the commentary for the Citrus Bowl back in the day, the color commentary. And Virginia was, I think it was 1990, they were down here playing Illinois in a bowl game for the Citrus Bowl. And my dad used to go to the practices every day, to get to know the players, talk to the coaches, so he had stuff to talk about on TV. Mm-hmm. And I was running, I had a little Hutch helmet, a little Chicago Bears one back in the day, and I took the C off, so it was just a navy blue helmet. And I was running around the practice field, and my dad was talking with Coach Welsh at the time, and Coach Welsh, hollered me over, and I ran over, and he took my helmet and gave it to one of the trainers and told him to go put the stripes on my helmet. So he put the stripes on my helmet, that day. Made me a Virginia fan,
nice.
Kind of for life. And then that's actually the same coach who I ended up signing with while I was there. So,
Yeah, very
which is
cool.
pretty cool.
Awesome.
So
Very cool.
yeah,
And the
and just a great school, great education. I mean, just
yeah,
it has everything there. I mean, it's a special place without a doubt.
yeah, nice. That's awesome, man. Yeah, and it's an ACC school.
Yeah, ACC
there you go.
for sure.
There you go.
My first real playing time was actually down at Florida State. So
Oh,
that was
really?
Pretty cool. Yeah,
Did
we
you
go
win?
down. It was my sophomore year, and I was a long snapper, and I was our third team center. And the first team center got hurt on like the second series of the game. And my offensive line coach, I'll never forget, looked at me and goes, if that other guy gets hurt, you got to go in. And I was like, all right. 2 quarters later, in the middle of the third quarter, that kid goes down. And so he looked at me, he was like, you're in. I ran out on the field, and we ended up scoring 3 consecutive drives, and
Really?
I never came out the rest of my
Any
career.
run plays?
Any what?
Any run plays?
Oh, yeah. We
Yeah,
ran
there
that
you go.
little ball back then.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Were you nervous as shit or what?
No, it was just kind of, sports don't make me nervous.
No?
Just.
So running out on that big wide open field with all the
Yeah.
fans cheering and everything.
Yeah,
like that.
actually,
you
my
missed
first-
that?
Yeah, no. I mean, you look back on it and it was great. I miss the people.
Yeah.
I miss, the great coaches I had,
Not the
the
fans.
locker room stuff. Fans, and I mean, playing in front of 100,000 people and stuff is, amazing. I mean,
Right.
it's hair raising, bone chilling kind of stuff. But,
Right.
it's more about just the time you spend with the guys. That's a great thing about football. Just you become friends with so many different backgrounds and ethnicities and, classes. I'll never forget, sitting around and, you got one guy here from, the hood in Hampton. You got another guy here, from Northern Virginia, double pop collared shirts. And then you got a country boy over here from Southwest Virginia, chewing tobacco and, overalls. And, we're all sitting around there hanging out, having a good time when, normally you wouldn't even have a conversation, with those guys or something like that,
Right.
So just being introduced to that, I just think teaches you a lot about life and, how I met some of my best friends.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be cool though, man.
Yeah,
know.
it's definitely, it's cool. We played in some big time games and unfortunately didn't win any championships or anything, but, it was an awesome experience. And
Who was your quarterback then?
Matt Schaub. He's
Oh,
one of my
yeah, there you go. That's right.
He's one of my best friends.
Really?
Yeah. And
Nice.
He's had a great career in Houston. And now he's backing up Matt Ryan up in Atlanta.
Yeah, I was
still,
gonna
so.
say he's still playing, man. He's putting in the time.
16 years, I think it is
Yeah.
now,
Yeah,
which
that's.
is insane.
Yeah.
So
I always say that's got to be the best job in the world, backup quarterback.
yeah, I mean, until,
I mean, he was
until
a
you
starter.
get called in,
He was a starter for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't want to diminish that or anything like that, but I mean, at this point, because I was watching Dolphins yesterday, and I was like, oh crap, Chad Henne's backing up Patrick Mahomes. I just you forget about
Yeah.
sometimes, Chad Henne's used to be a starter for the
Right.
Dolphins a long time
Yeah.
ago. And I'm like, man, that guy's still in the league. But
Yeah, those quarterbacks, they can play a lot longer time,
Yeah.
especially if they're not taking those hits. And,
Yeah.
and also, a veteran guy like, Matt is basically like having another quarterback coach at the same time.
Right.
So he just helps out with Matt Ryan's reads the whole time. And
yeah,
mean,
I think that's really probably a good prerequisite for that job. Is being that
Yeah.
second coach on that's got the mic on the guy and everything.
yeah,
like
100%, because you're involved in every call and,
Yeah.
conversation going on the field.
that. I think what Peterson for the coach for the Eagles was kind of like that. Doug Peterson.
Doug, yeah.
He was always. Everyone always says that he was always good to have on the mic, even though he wasn't playing that
Right.
kind of thing, like another coach does. Harlan. Yeah, that's cool, man. Right on. So, did you do a lot of fishing in Winter Park growing up?
I didn't.
No.
No, I was, I grew up playing a ton of sports all
Mm-hmm.
the time. I was a swimmer, water polo player, baseball, basketball, football. I mean, pretty much did it all. And, that kind of consumed my time. I'd bass fish every now and then
Right.
down in the creek or something like that, but I didn't know anything about it or,
Mm-hmm.
just kind of did it in spare time and just really developed that passion, this past decade. And, I love it.
Wow, that's awesome. So you're coaching full time. You basically your dream job and everything like that, and you basically scrap it all to go fishing.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Because you always hear about, no, I fished my whole life. No, I always follow my
Yeah, I
passion.
mean,
But I'm actually surprised to hear that, and I think it's cool as shit.
Yeah, it's there was so much, I just wanted to do something else. You know, I just didn't want to be identified. And I felt like I was kind of in that trap.
Right.
You know, like I'm a football guy. You know, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, man, there's so much more out in life to do, you know?
Yeah, that's what I felt that way too when I was working my old job. It was, you know, I mean, I painted fish ever since I was a kid, but my job, I was a designer and art director in the music business, and designing CD covers and doing things like that. And then, but I too was like, I don't want to do that the rest of my life.
Right.
You know what I mean? I would just want to be a painter or just do my own studio or something like that. And probably wasn't the smartest move and at first, you know, the smartest, like well thought out decision, you know what I mean? But it's like sometimes you just got to take a step and go.
Yeah. You just got to, you know, realize what makes you happy in life. You know? And it's not money, you know, a lot of the time. And,
Right.
You know, I'd rather have a job that I love and, you know, have an income that can, you know, put a roof over my head and eat and, you know, take care of my kids, and I'm a happy man, you know, and I'd rather do that than chasing dollars my entire life and missing out on experiences like this or, you know, or start trying to do those experiences when they're too late. You know, I mean, every day's valuable these days. So, you know, the more you can get out and do and live and risks you take, you know, the happier you'll be.
Nice. You stare life in the face and
tell
it I got this,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no other choice. I mean, it's just, I mean, this past year, 18 months, you know, I've learned a lot about myself,
Sure.
you know, which is cool. And, you know, it's been fun, and there's been a lot of lows too, you know, without a doubt, you know, and that's something, you know, I don't believe in posting or, you know, talking about, you know, just spreading negativity or stuff like that. And I mean, I'm not going to lie, there's days where I woke up, I'm like, this sucks, you know, kind of why me, you know, and things like that. And then walk outside, you know, look around, you know, see the sun shining, birds chirping and stuff like that, and being like, damn, you know, today can be a good day. Let's go do something, have fun, and, you know, just appreciate what's around you. You know, you can always look around. Somebody's got it worse than you. You know, so.
Yeah, I'm sure there's days of doubt, and I'm sure there's, you know, conversations and questions to God and the whole 9 yards, and, you know, but, you know, I thank God you're here right now, and that's what I want to focus on. Is the fact you're in front of me today.
No, I
I'm very
appreciate
thankful for that.
No, I'm very thankful for you, man, this opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I want to thank you for coming in and sharing your time with us.
No, it's been great. And,
yeah.
You know, I've been a fan of you for a long time. See your artwork everywhere and stuff like that. So it's a pleasure to be here. You got a wonderful studio, and, you know, just whatever I can do to help, I'm always here, and, you know, looking forward to hitting the water sometime, fishing, and hanging out, and
let's do some fishing.
Having some crazy adventures.
Well, we're about to paint a mahi, right?
Yeah.
So we got this. So here's the thing. So I've been telling people, like, everyone that mahi's been sitting here. So, all right, Captain John, right? He's like, hey, are you in the studio? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, I'm like 5 minutes away. And he's up in Trooper. He's like an hour away. So he had already been, he's just kind of coming, right?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to drop this fish off in your studio, this mahi that we had one made for Zach. He's like, can you paint something on it? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, just let me know whatever you need. I'm like, all right, no, bring it in, right? So like 5 minutes later, I was like, he's like here. He's like, oh, I'm here. And he's like, you got to come out to the truck to help me carry this thing in. I'm like, is it that big? He's like, oh yeah. And it's like got this big scaffolding like bolted to the back of it and the whole thing like that. So, you know, it took us a minute to get it in the studio.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the first time I've seen it.
Yeah,
you know, and
it's beautiful, isn't it?
Beautiful fish.
So
beautiful
that was mounted by Gray Taxidermy. And it's probably, I told you this before, this is probably the most beautiful mount that I've ever seen.
Yeah,
they did such an incredible, amazing job on this. And so he brings it in. That thing's been laying there for like a month and a half, something like that.
About that. Yeah.
So everyone that's come in was just admiring it, and, you know, and I have to tell them, I'm proud to tell them the story. So the whole story, which we've told in the podcast many a times, is that won the Big Rock. We call it, it's our $400,000 fish. Right?
Yeah, it's an expensive mahi, right?
Yeah, it's an expensive mahi. So it's a $400,000 mahi. It's laying in the middle of our studio. It has been for a while. And take me through that. So you put on the gold chains and you caught that, right? So
headed out in the morning. We were leaving the house, I look at my truck and I remember I was like, I got the unicorn in there, the gold chains. I'm like, should I bring them? This was my first time fishing on the Singularity, so I'm still feeling
was
out.
Mr. Citron with you
No,
guys
he
that
wasn't
day?
there.
No,
That day.
okay.
He wasn't there for the tournament, so that's why I was fortunate, to be on the angler.
Right.
And I was passing my car. I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna grab that. I grabbed them, put them out on the battle chair on the way out. I had the gold chain sitting on the unicorn head right there when we were going out to sea, and it was about midday. Excuse me. And had all the lines out, and fortunate that that big mahi came through with 2 cows. The 2 cows hit the 2 shorts, I think, and then the bull piled on our shotgun, on the 120. So
you caught that on a J-Boy, right? On one of Andy's lures?
yeah, that was one of Moy's lures.
Yeah.
So I mean, bit the right lure, and we had him in the boat within a minute and a half probably.
Yeah.
And it was a quick fight. And then Jimmy, one of the mates, had a hell of a gaff shot, hit him right in the head. I mean, didn't lose an ounce of blood or a drop of blood, so that made a big difference in, those kind of tournaments. And we knew we had a good fish, and I think the leader at that time was around 48 on the board. And so we knew we were going to be competitive. And it was just having the opportunity to weigh a fish at the Big Rock. It was just amazing experience in itself.
Yeah.
And,
I remember all day long we were watching because Jordan was there. So
he waited. They waited in their blue marlin right before us.
Whenever he shows up, he becomes the focus of everything.
Yeah,
right?
he's at a lot of these tournaments now, and I think it's good for the fishing industry too.
Absolutely,
having him in there, and just having ESPN, do some takes on it, and publicize the tournaments and stuff is just great for the industry.
Yep. That particular day, I had a family day going on, and we took the kids to John Dickinson State Park in Jupiter, and we were up on the lookout tower, and I get a call from Captain Johnny. He goes, "Guess what?" He's like, "We just won top mahi, so $400,000." He's like texting. He was so excited.
Yeah, you should have seen him running around when we won it. It was amazing. Yeah, just had a great week with those guys. Lots of fun, and just being able to catch a fish like that, once in a lifetime experience.
Yeah,
that we'll always remember. And then the suspense throughout the week. I think we caught that on day 2, so there were 5 more days fishing after that. So just checking the leaderboards every single day and stuff, it was just added into it all.
So that's the experience we talked about earlier, man. You're going to have that with those guys forever.
Yep, for sure.
That's great.
That week gave me a few more gray hairs, I think.
Nice. All right, cool, man. Well, let's go paint a mahi.
Sounds good, brother.
Right?
Let's do this thing.
All right. So again, thank you, Zac Yarbrough, for giving us your time today and coming to the studio and hanging out. When we get our new store set up, our gallery that we're opening up out in Pompano, you got to pay us a visit.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm down here all the time now. So,
and then we got to get our rap song going.
Yeah.
Apparently. Is it proper to call it a song? I don't know. I guess so. Or is there like a cooler way to say that?
Yeah.
Is it? They call them drips or whatever. Something
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway.
I guess we're getting old.
I don't know. Dick Jagger could tell us.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool, man. Thanks, brother.
No, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Right on.
Appreciate you guys very much.
Right on, man. Right on. All right, your ego is not your amigo. All right, always do your best and let God do the rest. If you're in the market for a vehicle, call our good buddies at Joey Carty Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, right? And go talk to my man Dean. He will hook you up. He'll give you the best deal possible, right? And just tell him we sent you, and then they'll guarantee you're going to get the best deal possible, right? If you are hungry, and I know you are, go check out our good buddies at Papa's Raw Bar, right?
Yeah.
They got a Connected by Water inspired sushi menu that's got some pelagic rolls on there.
Yeah, I got some new rolls there. They've done a great job. That's an awesome place.
They want to keep it local, stay local, be local, eat, drink, be local. So support Papa's Raw Bar and all our fine folks and friends over there. And also Papa's Pilar Rum, right? Who is obviously cats out of the bag. Papa's Pilar Rum is a brand new sponsor of the show.
Awesome.
We're going to officially announce that in a really grand and good way January 1st.
There's a lot of that consumed on the docks, I guarantee you that.
Yeah, a lot of that consumed in the studio too. As you can see,
I've witnessed that from a few guys in here.
Yeah, we just put some fresh bottles out on the table, and but I was looking around the room and John comes in and he sets up before the show or anything like that. And I'm like, well, all those bottles are empty. get them off the table. Put some fresh ones out. So, yeah. So, listen, all the fine folks at Papa's Pilar always remind you to never be a spectator. So, please enjoy a glass of rum with your loved ones this holiday season.
They have some cool holiday recipes on their website and
they
on their
got the
social and
eggnog
stuff.
one, right?
Yeah.
And I just want to tease this episode. We got Fly coming up on the next episode, but the episode after that, Michelle's coming in here.
Nice.
And so we're going to have Bombshell on the show, and we are going to do drunken Christmas phone calls, crank calls. So crank
make
calls.
sure you guys call me.
Yeah, yeah, we will. So basically, if you get a random call, you're gonna get people are gonna get a random call and say, "Hi, this is Bombshell. I just wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas," and then it's gonna hang up.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so we're gonna do that for like an hour. We'll see how that works out. I don't know, but there's an eggnog recipe that Papa's Pilar has been throwing out there that we're gonna kind of
Cool. Do on the show and
try to make.
Yeah,
try to
nice.
make. So cool. All right, Zach. We're good. You ready to paint a mahi?
Let's go paint this
All
mahi.
right, let's go do it.
see
No
that
matter
pretty
where we
thing.
are, no matter what we're doing, do not ever forget that we're always connected by water.
Appreciate you.
Thank you,
brother.
brother.